Welcome, seekers of the mysterious and the forgotten. Today, we journey beyond time to uncover the top 10 ancient mythical creatures, legends you'll never forget. From fire-breathing dragons and immortal phoenixes to the shadowy beasts that haunted ancient empires. These legends have shaped human imagination for centuries. Each creature holds a secret, a warning, or a wonder lost to history, until now. So grab your torch, brave explorer, and step with us into the mist of myth and legend. You won't believe what lurks in the tales of the ancients. Top 10 ancient mythical creatures, legends you'll never forget. Throughout human history, myth and legend have intertwined with fact, often blurring the line between imagination and reality. Many creatures once dismissed as mere folklore, like the giant squid or the okapi, were later proven to exist. This suggests that some mythical beings might have been based on real encounters, distorted through storytelling, fear, or incomplete knowledge. Below are 10 mythical creatures that, under scrutiny, might actually have real-world origins or plausible explanations. 1. The Kraken. The Kraken, a monstrous sea creature said to dwell off the coasts of Norway and Greenland, has been described in Norse sagas and sailors' journals for centuries. Legends tell of enormous tentacles dragging entire ships into the depths, with eyes the size of dinner plates and a hunger for human flesh. For a long time, the Kraken was dismissed as pure nautical fantasy, until the discovery of the giant squid, Architeuthis ducks, in the 19th century. Giant squids can reach lengths of up to 43 feet, with tentacles powerful enough to leave sucker marks on whales. More recently, scientists have captured videos of these creatures alive in deep-sea habitats. The Kraken myth likely arose from rare encounters with giant or colossal squids, dead specimens washed ashore, or mutilated remains mistaken for monsters. Considering how little of the ocean has been explored, less than 20%, it's entirely plausible that even larger, unknown cephalopods exist, lurking in the dark abyss that inspired the ancient sailors' nightmares. 2. The Yeti. High in the snowy Himalayas, stories circulate of a Yeti or abominable snowman, a towering, ape-like being covered in white fur. Local Sherpa traditions describe it as both a spiritual guardian and a fearsome mountain creature. Western explorers in the early 20th century added to the legend, claiming to have seen massive footprints in the snow. Scientific inquiry into the Yeti has been inconclusive, but some evidence hints at possible biological explanations. DNA studies of hair and bone samples once attributed to the Yeti have revealed connections to ancient polar bears and Himalayan brown bears. The terrain and isolation of the Himalayas make it entirely possible that a rare, unknown subspecies of bear, or even a relict hominid, could evade human detection. Moreover, paleontology tells us that Gigantopithecus blacki, a massive ape species that lived in Asia about 100,000 years ago, could have inspired the Yeti myth. If even a small population of such creatures survived in remote mountain regions, it would lend extraordinary credibility to the legend. 3. The Chupacabra. The Chupacabra, meaning goat sucker in Spanish, is a creature rooted in Latin American folklore. Reports first emerged in Puerto Rico in the 1990s, describing a strange, vampiric being that drained livestock of blood. Descriptions vary. Some say it's reptilian with spines down its back, while others describe a mangy, coyote-like animal. While the supernatural version strains belief, many scientists think the Chupacabra legend arose from diseased or mutated animals, particularly coyotes suffering from severe mange. The skin disease causes hair loss and thickened skin, making the animals appear monstrous. Their weakened state may also cause them to attack easy prey like goats and chickens. Still, not all sightings fit this pattern. Some witnesses describe glowing eyes and bipedal movement. These anomalies may stem from psychological phenomena, fear, suggestion, or cultural memory, but it remains possible that a new, as yet identified predator species could account for early reports. As with many cryptids, The chupacabra sits at the intersection of myth and misidentified reality. 4. The basilisk. In medieval European lore, the basilisk was the king of serpents, a creature so deadly that its mere gaze or breath could kill. Often depicted as a serpent or a serpent with a rooster's head, the basilisk embodied humanity's fear of venom and disease. Some historians believe the myth may have been inspired by real reptiles, such as the spitting cobra, which can eject venom into a victim's eyes from several feet away, causing blindness and pain. Others link it to the basilisk lizard of Central America, which can run across water, an ability that would have seemed miraculous to early explorers. Medieval scholars and alchemists often exaggerated natural phenomena to suit symbolic purposes. So a snake that could kill with its gaze may have been a metaphor for infection or poison. Nonetheless, the fact that basilisk became a term for deadly serpents in scientific Latin hints that the myth had roots in observation, not pure invention. 5. The mermaid. Sailors throughout history have reported sightings of mermaids, half-human, half-fish beings with enchanting voices. Stories of these aquatic humanoids appear in nearly every seafaring culture, from Greek sirens to the African mami wata spirits. In many cases, mermaid sightings were likely manatees, dugongs, or seals seen under poor conditions. Exhausted sailors at sea for months might easily have mistaken these mammals for human-like creatures, especially when seen from a distance. However, the persistence of mermaid legends across continents suggests a deeper origin. Anthropologists propose that such myths could reflect ancient human memories of coastal adaptation, a hypothesis known as the aquatic ape theory, which posits that some early humans evolved partially in marine environments. While controversial, this idea intriguingly aligns with humanity's unique affinity for water and swimming. Whether inspired by real animals or ancient evolutionary memory, mermaids represent humanity's enduring fascination with the mysteries of the sea. 6. The Mokumbembe. Deep in the Congo River Basin, stories tell of Mokumbembe, a massive creature resembling a sauropod dinosaur. Descriptions from local tribes and Western explorers alike speak of a long-necked, herbivorous animal living in remote swamps and lakes, occasionally surfacing before disappearing into the jungle. Skeptics dismiss these stories as misidentified hippos or crocodiles, but some explorers in the 20th century collected testimonies so consistent that they suggest an undiscovered large animal species might exist. The Congo Basin remains one of the least explored ecosystems on Earth, dense, vast, and teeming with biodiversity. Some paleontologists argue that if any environment could conceal a living dinosaur or dinosaur-like species, it would be such a region. While no conclusive evidence has been found, the possibility of a large, unknown reptile or semi-aquatic mammal cannot be ruled out entirely. Mokumbembe remains one of the most tantalizing cases where myth brushes close to scientific plausibility. 7. The Thunderbird. Native American mythology speaks of a thunderbird, a colossal bird whose wings produced thunder and lightning as it flew. Depictions of the thunderbird appear in numerous indigenous traditions across North America, symbolizing power, protection, and natural force. While most interpret it as a spiritual being, some accounts describe it as physically real, a giant bird capable of carrying away large animals or even humans. Modern cryptozoologists connect the legend to sightings of enormous birds resembling teratorns, an extinct family of raptors that lived in North America thousands of years ago, with wingspans exceeding 15 feet. Occasional modern reports of oversized eagles or condor-like birds may be exaggerated, but fossil records confirm that such massive avians once existed. The persistence of thunderbird stories might reflect oral traditions, preserving distant memories of human encounters with these prehistoric giants. In that sense, the thunderbird might not be mythical at all, but a cultural echo of real megafauna that once dominated ancient skies. 8. The Bunyip. Australian Aboriginal mythology tells of the Bunyip, a mysterious creature inhabiting rivers, swamps, and billabongs. Descriptions vary widely, sometimes dog-like, other times resembling a seal or amphibian. But the bunyip is consistently portrayed as large, elusive, and dangerous. European settlers in the 19th century recorded similar accounts, and even displayed skulls or fossils claimed to belong to bunyips. While most of these turned out to be remains of known animals like seals or extinct marsupials, some paleontologists speculate the legend could derive from encounters with prehistoric creatures such as the Diprotodon, a massive, semi-aquatic wombat relative that lived until about 46,000 years ago. Aboriginal oral traditions are incredibly long-lived, and it's conceivable that memories of encounters with megafauna persisted across millennia, eventually transforming into myth. Thus, the bunyip may represent the fossilized memory of Australia's vanished Pleistocene giants, rather than pure invention. 9. The werewolf. The werewolf, a human who transforms into a wolf under the full moon, has haunted European folklore for centuries. The myth likely arose from several intersecting sources: early pagan beliefs in animal spirits, medical conditions, and the real danger of wolves in pre-industrial Europe. Modern explanations suggest that reports of werewolves might have stemmed from individuals suffering from lycanthropy, a psychiatric condition where a person believes they can transform into an animal. Others point to rare genetic disorders like hypertrichosis, which causes excessive hair growth and could make someone appear wolf-like. Interestingly, there are anthropological parallels in many cultures, from the Navajo skinwalkers to African leopard men, implying that shape-shifting myths express universal human fears and desires. Some historians even suggest that rabies outbreaks, transmitted by wolves and leading to aggressive, animal-like behavior in humans, may have reinforced werewolf legends. Though literal transformations are biologically impossible, the werewolf myth's deep psychological and medical roots mean it may be more real, in a human sense, than it seems. 10. The dragon. Few mythical creatures are as universal as the dragon. From the fire-breathing beasts of Europe to the wise, serpentine dragons of China, nearly every culture has some version of this creature. The question is, why? Some scholars suggest that dragon myths arose from ancient humans discovering dinosaur fossils. The massive bones of creatures like tyrannosaurs or pterosaurs could easily have been mistaken for dragon remains. In China, dragon bones were historically ground up for medicine long before the concept of paleontology existed. Others believe dragons combine the characteristics of known predators, snakes, crocodiles, and big cats, into a single archetypal monster. Interestingly, the universal fear and fascination with dragons may have evolutionary roots. Humans are hardwired to notice snakes and large predators, which could explain why dragon imagery resonates across cultures. Recent fossil discoveries, such as flying reptiles with wingspans over 30 feet, lend further plausibility to ancient dragon tales. While they may not have breathed fire, creatures resembling dragons certainly once ruled the skies and land. The line between myth and reality is often thinner than we think. Many mythical creatures began as attempts to explain strange sightings, fossil discoveries, or natural phenomena. The kraken was the giant squid. Mermaids might have been manatees. Dragons perhaps inspired by dinosaur fossils. Others, like the Yeti or Mokelmbembe, remain open questions, enigmas that remind us how much of our world is still unexplored. What's most fascinating is that myths endure not merely as stories, but as reflections of human curiosity and the limits of our knowledge. As science advances, creatures once relegated to folklore sometimes step into the light of reality. Perhaps the next great zoological discovery will prove that myth and truth have always been closer companions than we realized. And there you have it, the top 10 ancient mythical creatures, legends you'll never forget. From God's fierce guardians to monsters born of human fear, these stories remind us that myths never truly die. They live on in our imagination. Which creature amazed or terrified you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another journey into the mysterious and legendary. Until next time, keep your eyes open, because legends may be closer than you think.